he tweeted out today that right before this show that we know where we know where the supreme leader is, and he needs to have unconditional surrender, total surrender, and maybe we won't kill him and stuff. And it's like, this is not, in my opinion, smart negotiation. I don't. I mean,
It's
I
insane.
understand there's layers here, and maybe he's saying one thing behind the scenes and doing his little shtick on the outside, but I don't understand here what the gambit is here, because if you take them out, I don't think that they're just going to turn around and say, okay, BB, who do you want us to have as our new supreme leader? It's not going to work that way. It's going
Right.
to be chaotic, just like it always is.
Yeah, and look, yeah, and that's like if you killed every last mullah, because as long as there's some, prominent Shiite clerics in the country, somebody will be appointed to
Yeah.
replace them as long as the state survives. And this is as we always talk about, man. I said the same thing about the Russians when they invaded Ukraine, that by the logic of government programs, now you ruin something. Now you have to keep ruining it worse and worse and worse because you box yourself into a worse position than where you were when you started. So, like in the case of the Russians, they took all of the pro-Russians out of Ukraine permanently. Well, so now they're stuck with a much more anti-Russian Ukraine, like for the long term, which means what? Possibly they'll have to take everything east of the river. Possibly they'll feel like they have to take Odessa, majority Russian speaking city, even if they don't necessarily want to join. And now they're going to be left with an even less sympathetic state in the end, a rump Ukraine run by a bunch of absolute Nazi lunatics. And so then what are they going to do, David? Now I'm projecting ahead another year or two from now. Then what are they going to do? Force march them all the way out, just wage a full destruction campaign and march them all the way to Romania? Or they're going to have to settle for now. They've created a worse enemy state in the new rump Ukraine compared to the one they were already dealing with. It's the same kind of idiocy here, where all along the Iranians said, if you don't attack us, we won't make a nuke, or that was the implication.
Right.
We can make a nuke, but we're not making one, so don't attack us. And then our thing was, look, don't make a nuke and we won't attack you. Okay, deal. We could stop right there. We had essentially a status quo that could last there. Now, America and Israel have broken that status quo and are much more likely to push the Iranians toward a nuke. Well, what's the solution to that? Regime change, a worse bombing campaign, total destruction of the state and its replacement by something else. Otherwise, all bets are that the Ayatollah or his replacement is going to go ahead and change the fatwa and say, actually, God says we should make a nuke after all.